As we approach the end of August, the grocery landscape is undergoing significant shifts that consumers must be aware of. Recent research and growing concerns surrounding agricultural productivity have led experts to predict that certain grocery items will become scarce. The combination of adverse weather events, geopolitical tensions, and ongoing supply chain disruptions is creating a perfect storm for potential shortages. This situation poses a challenge not just for retailers, but also for everyday shoppers who may find their preferred products unavailable in stores. With 7 specific grocery items identified as critical, paying attention to these shortages is essential for those wanting to maintain their supply. Not only will this affect daily meals, but it could also lead to a rise in prices as the demand remains consistent while supply dwindles. By understanding which products to prioritize, consumers can better prepare for the upcoming challenges in the grocery aisle. In the following sections, we will delve into each of these 7 grocery products, exploring why they are so vital and how to ensure you have enough stock before they possibly vanish from shelves. 7. Instant noodles. Instant noodles have long been a beloved staple in many households, cherished for their convenience, affordability, and versatility. However, as the world faces an escalating series of challenges, the availability and affordability of this beloved product are becoming increasingly uncertain. The impact of severe droughts in Asia, where a significant portion of the world's wheat is produced, has begun to take a toll on the primary ingredient required for making instant noodles. As wheat production continues to decline, the repercussions for consumers are immediate and concerning. Droughts, a byproduct of climate change and unsustainable agricultural practices, have drastically reduced the yields of wheat crops. The situation is not just a distant problem. It has tangible effects on the instant noodle supply chain and the prices consumers are expected to pay. And with wheat being the backbone of instant noodles, the loss in production means that manufacturers are struggling to secure enough raw materials to meet consumer demand. This supply crunch is leaving supermarket shelves empty and causing anxiety for those who rely on these convenient meal options. Your current global shipping situation further exacerbates these issues. Port congestion and container shortages have transformed the distribution landscape into one fraught with delays and uncertainty. Supermarkets, feeling the pinch of these shipping disruptions, are unable to restock their shelves as quickly as needed. Local supermarket owner Jack Shaw highlights the severity of the issue, reporting a staggering 50% drop in inventory compared to the previous year. Items that would typically sit on the shelves for weeks are now flying off the shelves within hours of arrival, indicative of a growing panic among consumers concerned about securing their next meal. As the challenges continue to mount, the price of wheat flour has surged by 15% in just the last 6 months. This increase is primarily driven by the diminished supply and rising production costs associated with agriculture heavily impacted by weather and logistical challenges. With instant noodles now falling into a category of scarcity, their prices are likely to follow suit, putting further strain on household budgets, already challenged by rising inflation and other essential costs. Given the uncertainties surrounding the instant noodle supply, many consumers are turning to prepping as a viable strategy to weather the impending storm. Instant noodles possess a remarkable shelf life, often lasting for years without compromising taste or quality, making them an ideal candidate for bulk buying. Experts are advising customers to stock up now while the product is still available. By doing so, households can ensure they have convenient meal options during future crises, whether those crises are related to supply chain disruptions or broader economic issues. Long-term strategies are crucial in these unpredictable times. By being proactive and purchasing instant noodles in bulk, consumers can create a buffer that protects them from potential future shortages. While it may not be possible to predict the next crisis, having a well-stocked pantry can be a practical approach to ensuring that meals are not only easy to prepare, but also accessible when times get tough. The collective experience of the pandemic has demonstrated the importance of food security, and instant noodles are a vital piece of that puzzle. 6. Coffee. The coffee industry is currently navigating through a daunting crisis. The severe weather conditions in Brazil, the globe's foremost coffee producer, have wreaked havoc on production levels. This year, Brazil has experienced significant adverse weather events, including droughts and frost, resulting in an unprecedented 30% decrease in coffee output. The lowest yield seen in nearly 2 decades. For coffee lovers everywhere, this is more than just a statistic. It casts a shadow over a daily ritual that brings comfort and energy to millions. The implications of this drastic reduction in coffee supply extend far beyond the coffee-growing regions. With production dwindling, we have already witnessed a staggering 25% hike in coffee prices, a figure that experts predict will only escalate in the coming months. This inflation isn't just a minor inconvenience. It poses a significant challenge for consumers who depend on coffee as an essential part of their daily lives. Each cup of coffee is not merely a beverage. To many, it's a lifeline that fuels productivity and provides a welcome moment of respite in a bustling day. Moreover, the situation is further complicated by supply chain issues that have arisen globally. The pandemic's disruption of logistics continues to haunt various industries, and coffee is no exception. Shipping delays and skyrocketing freight costs have compounded the coffee crisis, with global shipping rates surging over 300% in the past year alone. These delays affect not only how quickly coffee can be shipped from farms to roasters, but also the ability to restock shelves in grocery stores across the United States. As the availability of coffee dwindles, consumers may soon find their favorite brands and blends harder to come by, leading to a sense of urgency that prompts many to stock up before they face the dreaded empty shelves. Reflecting on this issue from a personal perspective, the sense of impending shortage has pushed me, a heavy coffee drinker, to adopt a proactive approach. I've started to stock up on my preferred coffee varieties to insulate myself from potential supply disruptions. With news of dwindling supplies saturating media outlets, the fear of missing out on something as integral as a morning coffee has become a reality for many. Your experience feels reminiscent of the early days of the pandemic, when panic buying stripped grocery aisles bare and left consumers scrambling for essentials. This coffee crisis is more than just a passing phase. It has the potential to reshape consumer habits and preferences. Loyal coffee drinkers may opt for alternative beverages or seek to discover new brands amidst limited selection. As specialty coffee roasters innovate and adapt to the changing market, there's an opportunity for more local and sustainable coffee sourcing to gain traction. This moment could indeed be a turning point for the coffee industry, where businesses that embrace quality and ethical sourcing may resonate with consumers looking for more than just a caffeine boost. 5A, chicken. The current crisis in the chicken industry, primarily driven by the widespread outbreaks of avian flu, poses a significant threat not only to producers but also to consumers. With over 58 million birds affected in the United States this year, the impact is unprecedented, marking one of the worst avian flu outbreaks on record. Farmers like Matt have witnessed staggering declines in production, with some reporting drops of over 40% due to the unfortunate combination of culling and disease management efforts. This has led to heightened financial stress, not just from loss of livestock, but also from spiraling feed costs, making it increasingly difficult for many poultry farmers to stay afloat. As a direct consequence of these supply shortages, wholesale chicken prices have surged by an alarming 30% within just 6 months. This spike is reflected starkly in consumer markets, where shoppers, including those frequenting budget-conscious stores such as Aldi, are seeing their choices dwindle. Reports indicate a troubling 50% reduction in available stock, which poses a real challenge for families that rely on chicken as a staple protein source. This absence is aggravated by the panic that tends to set in during times of scarcity, leading consumers to buy in bulk whenever they see chicken products available, which only further exacerbates the supply issues. The flight to frozen and canned alternatives is becoming increasingly common as people strategize to ensure they have enough protein in their diets. With the ongoing volatility in the chicken supply, consumers are advised to consider alternatives such as beans, lentils, and other plant-based protein sources. These options not only provide nutrition, but also help individuals diversify their diets amidst the uncertainty. By embracing a broader array of protein sources, consumers can reduce their dependence on chicken and mitigate the impact of further potential shortages. As a result of these significant fluctuations in chicken availability and pricing, grocery store shelves are showing signs of strain. The ripple effects of the avian flu crisis are being felt across the country as consumer confidence wanes. Shoppers are growing accustomed to the notion that chicken may not always be available at the same levels or prices they have previously enjoyed. There is a palpable anxiety over what is next in the grocery aisles, leading to broader conversations about the resilience of the food supply chain. Industry experts underscore the need for greater transparency within the poultry sector, asserting that consumers should be educated about the origins of their food and the challenges faced by farmers. In addition to farm output and pricing, public health and environmental concerns must also be considered. Sustainable farming practices could potentially shield producers from such outbreaks in the future while contributing to more stable supply lines. 4. Canned vegetables. Canned vegetables have long been a staple in pantries across the nation due to their convenience, shelf life, and nutritional value. However, recent climate-related disruptions in agriculture are leading to a concerning scarcity of these essential food items. With extreme weather conditions becoming increasingly common, the supply chain for canned vegetables has been significantly affected. The Midwest, a major contributor to crop yields in the United States, has faced severe flooding that has resulted in a staggering 40% decrease in agricultural output. This drastic reduction has direct implications for the availability of canned vegetables, which rely on a consistent supply of fresh produce for processing. This situation is exacerbated by rising costs associated with canned goods. According to reports from the USDA, the price of canned vegetables has surged by 20% in just the past year. This increase is not merely an isolated incident. Instead, it reflects broader systemic issues within the agricultural sector. As farmers grapple with unpredictable weather patterns, crop failures have become more frequent, making it challenging to meet consumer demand. Many grocery retailers are feeling the pressure, struggling to maintain their stock levels amid rising sales. A grocery CEO recently noted a remarkable 30% increase in the sales of canned goods, highlighting a growing trend as consumers seek to secure their food supplies in uncertain times. Experts warn that these frequent disruptions in the food supply chain could lead to a more prolonged and severe scarcity of canned vegetables. The ripple effects of climate change on agriculture extend beyond mere availability. They also threaten the nutritional diversity of the food supply. With fewer varieties of vegetables available for canning, consumers may find themselves limited in options. Additionally, the reliance on imports for certain canned goods may lead to further vulnerabilities as global supply chains become strained due to various factors, including transportation issues and international trade challenges. To navigate this looming crisis, consumers are advised to adopt proactive measures. Stockpiling canned vegetables can be an effective strategy, as they can last for years when stored correctly in a cool, dry place. It's also essential to rotate stock, ensuring that older cans are used first to prevent waste. Maintaining a well-organized pantry can make it easier to monitor supplies and prepare for potential shortages. Moreover, shoppers should consider diversifying their food storage habits by exploring alternatives to canned vegetables. Frozen vegetables, for example, can offer a similar level of convenience and nutrition while requiring different storage techniques. Additionally, purchasing fresh produce when available and canning them at home is another viable option for those looking to ensure a steady supply of vegetables in their diet. 3. Honey. As we move into an era where climate change and environmental factors increasingly impact agricultural productivity, honey is emerging as a critical grocery product at risk of disappearing from shelves before the end of August. Beekeepers in the U.S. are facing severe challenges. Reports indicate that they have experienced unprecedented losses, with nearly 50% of their hives succumbing to colony collapse disorder. This alarming trend not only threatens the livelihood of beekeepers, but also has broader implications for food production and security. Honeybees play a vital role in pollination, which is essential for the growth of numerous crops. The decreasing bee population means that vital agricultural processes are under threat. Essential crops like almonds, apples, and blueberries depend heavily on bee pollination. Without it, producers could struggle to meet market demands. As a result, we may soon see potential shortages of these fruits, leading to rising prices. The consequences extend beyond honey alone. They highlight an intricate chain reaction affecting our overall food supply. In the face of rising honey prices, reportedly a 20% increase over the past year due to diminished supply, consumers are encouraged to take proactive steps to secure their honey supplies. The shortage is exacerbated by weather unpredictability and habitat loss, further threatening bee populations. It has become crucial for consumers to make informed choices about purchasing honey. Supporting local beekeepers is one effective way to combat the issue. Buying honey from local sources not only contributes to the sustainability of local economies, but also helps ensure a more consistent supply. In aiming to navigate the impending shortage, consumers should consider stocking up on honey while it remains available. Purchasing in bulk is a viable strategy to mitigate the risk of facing empty shelves in the weeks to come. This approach not only ensures continued access to honey, but also allows consumers the opportunity to explore various types and flavors. From wildflower to clover to manuka, experimenting with different varieties can be an enjoyable way to appreciate the nuances of honey while supporting local apiarists. Additionally, understanding the health benefits associated with honey can reinforce the importance of its presence in our diets. Honey is renowned for its natural antioxidant properties and has been used in traditional medicine for centuries. Its antibacterial qualities and soothing effects on sore throats make it a go-to remedy for many health concerns. As we experience a potential downturn in honey availability, consumers should consider incorporating this versatile ingredient into their cooking and baking practices whenever possible. Also, educating ourselves on how honey production works can foster a greater appreciation for the product. By understanding the life cycle of bees and the challenges faced by beekeepers, we cultivate a sense of responsibility in supporting bee conservation efforts. Participating in local workshops or community initiatives focused on beekeeping and sustainability can not only help raise awareness, but also empower individuals to take action, even beyond their purchasing choices. To peanut butter, as we delve into the potential grocery products that may disappear before the end of August, peanut butter undeniably ranks high on the list. The recent agricultural trends reveal a concerning outlook for peanut production in the United States, largely driven by significant challenges faced by peanut crops. With a staggering 25% decrease in production, particularly in major peanut growing states like Georgia and Texas, the repercussions are increasingly visible on supermarket shelves across the nation. The scarcity of peanut butter has become an everyday reality for consumers. Margaret, Typical shopper represents many who have expressed frustration over their inability to find this beloved staple in local grocery stores. The diminished availability of peanut butter not only disrupts daily routines, but also poses unique challenges for families who rely on it as a source of nutrition, particularly for children. As a versatile product, peanut butter is a favorite in sandwiches, smoothies, and baked goods, making its absence particularly impactful. Adding to the concern is the substantial rise in peanut prices, which have surged by 20% over the past months. This price spike is linked to multiple factors, including not just the decrease in peanut supply, but also the rising costs associated with farming, processing, and distribution. Industry experts predict an additional 10 to 15% increase in peanut butter prices by year end, further straining consumers' budgets. The combination of these economic pressures leads to worries over affordability, pushing many individuals to rethink their shopping habits and nutrient sources. Agricultural economist Dr. Kevin Stephen offers insight into the current crisis, explaining how confluence of pest infestations, high production costs, and ongoing supply chain disruptions are primarily responsible for the prevailing conditions. The increasing threat posed by pests has led to crop failures, thus exacerbating the already tight supply in the market. As farms struggle to cope with these challenges, the availability of peanuts, which are crucial for peanut butter production, continues to dwindle. In light of these developments, savvy consumers are advised to adopt strategic buying habits to mitigate the impact of a potential peanut butter shortage. Bulk purchasing is a recommended approach, as it not only helps secure a personal stock of this essential item, but also ensures that households won't run out in the near future. Peanut butter boasts a long shelf life when stored properly, making it a worthwhile investment for families eager to maintain their supply amidst uncertainties. The anticipated disappearance of peanut butter from grocery aisles is not just a matter of taste, but reflects broader economic and environmental crises within the agricultural sector. Families should remain vigilant in their shopping practices, aware of the changes taking place behind the scenes in food production. The current situation surrounding peanuts highlights the fragility of our food systems, underscoring the importance of agricultural sustainability and pest management to protect future producers and consumers alike. 1 ES. Wheat products. As the global wheat market grapples with significant challenges from environmental factors, geopolitical tensions, and supply chain disruptions, the consequences for wheat products are dire. Wheat is a staple ingredient in a multitude of grocery products, most notably bread, pasta, and baked goods. The impacts of this crisis are poised to reverberate throughout grocery stores and households, leading to a concerning reality: wheat products may disappear from shelves before the end of August. The ripple effects of climate change are evident in the sharp decline in wheat production reported this year. Droughts and floods, which have become increasingly common, have devastated farm yields across the United States and globally. For instance, Kim, a wheat farmer from Kansas, experienced an alarming 35% drop in yield this season due to extreme weather conditions. Such drastic reductions reflect a broader trend, with the U.S. Department of Agriculture projecting a 29% decrease in domestic wheat production compared to last year's figures. Worldwide, a 4% decline is expected, signaling an urgent need for action to address these challenges. Moreover, the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia further complicates the wheat market. Historically, these countries have been significant players in the wheat export arena, together accounting for approximately 30% of the global supply. Violence and instability in the region have disrupted farming operations and hindered logistical capabilities, creating a bottleneck effect that limits the availability of wheat on the global market. Experts believe that the ramifications of such disruptions could escalate, leading to severe shortages in the anticipated months. As wheat prices have surged by 20% over the past year, consumers are already feeling the effects in their wallets. The combination of declining supply and rising costs not only threatens the affordability of essential products, but also raises the prospect of lengthy shelf shortages and forced substitutions. Bakeries and food manufacturers across the country may find it increasingly difficult to source adequate supplies to meet consumer demand, leading to reduced product offerings and possibly empty shelves in grocery stores. This situation is particularly concerning for households that rely heavily on wheat products, as they form a substantial part of the average American diet. Bread, for instance, is a universal staple, providing an easy source of nutrition and comfort for families. Numerous reports indicating that consumers should stock up on essential items while prices remain within reach. Many shoppers are likely to experience heightened anxiety about long-term access to these crucial staples. With wheat products on the verge of becoming scarce, it's vital for consumers to plan accordingly. This may mean increasing their purchase quantities or exploring alternatives. While they are still available, products made with alternatives to wheat, such as rice or corn, may gain traction. Additionally, consumers could lean into local bakeries and farmers markets that might offer regional grain alternatives, contributing to community resilience during this challenging time. In conclusion, the current agricultural crisis significantly impacts the availability and affordability of essential food products, particularly peanut butter and wheat. As consumers are confronted with rising prices and potential shortages, it becomes crucial to adopt proactive strategies for shopping and food sourcing. By embracing bulk purchases, exploring alternative food options, and supporting local suppliers, households can mitigate the adverse effects of these disruptions. Moreover, this situation serves as a wake-up call to prioritize agricultural sustainability and pest management, ensuring a more resilient food system for future generations. Awareness and adaptability will be key as families navigate these turbulent times, fostering a community-oriented approach to food security.